sure that sound is working properly this time so that people can actually hear. So, why don't you players say hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Heyo.
Hello.
All right. See? Yes. Uh, okay, we're good after all. Okay. Excellent. Well, when we last left our adventurers,
On your stream.
they were deep in the sewers. Not that deep, but in the sewers under Piskaro, um, investigating, or they had accepted. You have accepted an assignment to bring back the corpse of whoever is the leader of the wererats. Um,
I
you
thought it was just a wererat.
No, it was the leader. It was the king rat.
Okay.
And so you've made your way down here, and you've confronted a wererat who has told you he just wants to live and be left alone. And with that, um, I will turn it over to you. He is still kind of cowering there in the corner, um, with his, he's got just a cot and a few crumbs. And what do you do?
Um,
I'd like to scan around and see if there's anything else that could be incoming, like any other were rats or anything else in the area.
Okay, so
we did,
Watch our back a little bit.
all right. So you don't immediately see anybody coming in. If you want to take a moment to closely study the situation and kind of, peek around the door and listen carefully and whatnot, you could certainly do that. That would be a discern realities roll. Or, as I said, just at the moment there doesn't seem to be anybody coming with, kind of just.
Sure, I'll trust the others with talking to the were rat, and I'll just peek around the door and look around for a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, give me that discern realities roll.
Okay.
Oh, well,
Oh.
mark XP.
Oh, great.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah.
So as you kind of peer around, you do actually hear something. You hear a splash and a roaring sound that turns into a scream and a wet thud from somewhere to your west.
Um,
Whoa, whoa,
oh,
whoa! That's
I'd like
Sam.
to
Hang on a second, Sam. You got some major noise there.
I'm trying to fix my headphones. I turned the headphones on because I have ambient sound outside.
Yeah, I know the
I
feeling.
couldn't hear you guys as easily.
Okay, yeah, we
I
had a
didn't
lot
want
of
to turn on the
noise there
volume.
for a second. Okay,
Yeah, I'm fiddling with the thing because my headphones are old, and I could only hear for one.
Oh yeah. So what was that,
Yeah.
Nat?
I'd like to kind of walk back in the room with the others, kind of signal that I'm going to check out whatever that sound was, and I'd like to head over there and investigate it a little more deeply.
Okay.
Before you leave, I say, uh, don't go too far. Stay within reach.
Will do.
Good. Yeah, be careful.
Don't worry about me.
Excellent. So, as Serena is doing that, I'll turn back to Clayton and Felicity and Joe, who have confronted this were-rat. What are you doing?
I'm trying to extract information from it
That's
still.
Trying to
So,
ask what the laydown of the sewers are, and where we need to find his leader.
what was its name?
I believe. Let me pull back up
You did
here.
it. Too?
What was that?
First, I asked what his name was.
I don't think you did ask his name, actually.
Well, since I
What's
was
your name?
time, I'll ask.
Ivan. Does that mean you won't kill me?
What's your name?
He said Ivan.
Ivan?
And we won't kill you.
Oh,
I promise you that.
Well, I won't. No promises from me.
uh, oh, what do you want from me? Why?
Where's your lair?
My layer?
Where's your rat king?
Yeah, the most direct route.
Well, uh, it's not really a king, but if you want to talk to the rat in charge, he's and he points back the way that you came. He's back all the way down that way. You go down the sewer, and there's a platform to your right.
Can I tell if he's lying?
Um, are you watching him carefully to see if he's lying?
Yeah.
So that is probably another discern realities check to
Ooh.
closely study a person.
With my -1 intelligence.
This is wisdom, but sure. Okay. You can ask one
Oh,
question.
it is wisdom. Okay, you're right. Yeah, well, I can do actually have. Oh,
Yeah, it's not
what
negative.
should I be? What should I be on the lookout for?
Um, he doesn't appear to be lying to you, but he is clearly scared of something besides just you.
You look scared.
What?
What are you scared about?
I, you come into
Aside from me.
Oh, what? Uh, there's some bad there's some bad things down here. That's I got a little bit separated from
A little more information, if you don't mind.
telling you. Do you hear me?
I hear you. I'm just
Okay.
asking for more details than just
Yes. So as
generic. There's a lot of things.
I said, as I was trying to tell you, there's monster, there's bad things in the sewer. If you go down that way, which is where if you want to get to Urist and talk to him, that's where he is. But and that's why I'm here, because I got separated from them and I can't get back down, and I don't want to mess with that thing. I don't know. It's bad, and just then is when Serena, poking around the corner, hears that terrible sound that I described, and he's like, "Ah, I bet that's it." No, you know what? Listen, I know that you've got some kind of concern with us, but I really don't recommend going there. It's probably you will die.
Okay. Well, my weapon is still like at my side.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to
And-
back up. Yep.
Yeah. I wrap the serrated chain around his neck as fast as I can and choke him to death. Well, slice him to death as I pull the whip.
All right. Well, he was fairly helpless, so there's no hack and slash. You just deal your damage. So just roll your damage. Okay. So as you do that, he's not dead yet. He's choking there with your whip around his neck, his face turning red, kind of trying to squelch, but he can't get anything out because of this wrapped around his neck. What do the rest of you do?
I kind of turn away from a bit.
And I start pulling the whip to start slicing with the serrated edges around the whip itself. To start retracting, to slice him dead.
All right. Felicity, you doing anything in this, or Serena?
I said I was turning my head a bit.
Okay. Joe?
I'm trying to stop Clayton.
Okay.
I don't even see this because I'm heading out of the room.
Okay,
Yes,
so maybe your token is maybe further down here,
I
like that.
We can't see the map.
Are you trying to like interfere,
I'm sorry.
or
I
you?
thought you guys.
Yeah, we don't see the map.
My mistake. Oops. Nope, that's the wrong one.
It's
Here we
all
go.
good.
There we go.
Joe, you stay out of this.
He helped us. We have to spare his life, just for now.
We don't have to do nothing for these things. And I go ahead and start and I kill him.
All right. Yeah, and you with a few more moments, he in fact expires.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
As
I
he
was like, I
slumps
see only a
over,
black screen.
you should see.
I'm
it
sorry, my character's so brutal, guys.
It's okay.
Sure, you should be able to.
I'm just trying
I
to be
see
a
it.
good
Cool.
guy.
You see it
It
now.
seems very in character.
Yeah,
You should be able to scroll over to the right and see it.
yeah, I see it. It's very top
Okay.
right.
All right.
So,
Okay. As all of that happens, Serena, as you're kind of not trouncing, as you're kind of looking around there towards the curve in the water or in the sewage, as you get closer, you definitely see some sort of bubbling, and as you come out onto this kind of platform here, you see there's a grisly sight. There is what looks like a long reptilian creature with a long snout and 4 legs and a long tail, snapped in half of it to the north of you and half of it by the door that you came through earlier.
Does this seem like the creature that my saint kind of implied was going to be here earlier?
The snout looks a lot like that, and I will tell you, it is. It looks very much like what we would recognize as perhaps an alligator. So
Okay.
something torn in half.
All right. I'm going to sort of close my eyes and try to calm myself because I'm starting to feel kind of nervous. And
Understandably.
understandably, I'm not really used to all of this yet, all this fighting. So I'm going to go back to the others and tell them about the alligator-like creature.
All right.
Everyone, I think there's something. Oh, you really finished him off, didn't you? Probably for the best. Anyways, there's something you all should see. You'd follow me?
I follow her.
sure.
All right, and I just
Of
lead them
course.
back over to it.
So where is it?
It
Further
is
to the left?
basically
I think-
where Serena is standing and where Joe is standing.
It's right on top of us?
It's right on the floor. I mean, it's the court. It's 2 halves of a corpse of.
I killed it.
Yeah.
So something killed that thing that we were worried about?
Yes.
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 Oh, shit.
And you still see the water itself right next to you, kind of churning a little bit.
Well, we have to go to the left, right? Is that what he said? We have to go all the way to the
That's where
left.
Ivan told you that you could find Urist.
So, okay.
Is there any way across the water?
Is it deep or is it just like...
And
Sorry,
you're gonna
answer
hop
her
in.
question
You're gonna
first.
okay. So first of all, you don't see any walkways along the sides of the sewer. It's just a slow-moving sludge. And
That's disgusting.
as for and the sludge, to be sure, is primarily, looks like it's composed of dirt and seaweed and grass and trash. It's storm runoff and street sewage, not necessarily human sewage.
I still make a mental note to do some ritual washing after this.
Oh, it's still gross. It is absolutely still just like I said. It's just this rotting, decaying sludge moving slowly down.
Head first.
I think we're all going to be taking baths after this.
One of you asked, "How deep is it?" And I would say that from here you can't necessarily see. You would have to, have
too
some way
murky.
of checking in, hop in, or poke something in, or what have you.
Well, we ain't gonna stay here forever, are we? I move here and keep an eye out for the the churning water just in case something might jump out. I have my weapon at the ready with its spikes out,
Okay.
and actually dip my weapon, holding it tight, into the sludge to see how far it goes.
It's how long is when it's
Well,
how long is your cane or sword version of it?
so when I'm not throwing it around, it's
Right.
just a cane, right? So it's about the size of a long sword-ish.
Okay. Um, you don't touch the bottom of it with your cane.
So it's about 4 feet minimum. Like more than 4 feet.
Right. Felicity, you're back there. What are you doing as you are surveying this situation?
I'm kind of just trying to make sure nothing is coming towards us, trying to figure out. Okay, we heard. What could have killed this thing, and is it still over here? Trying to see if something's not lying in wait, trying to get the jump on us.
So are you studying the water? Are you just kind of listening? Are you that's just kind of you're just kind of keeping your eyes open for now?
I'm kind of listening in and kind of looking around at the same time.
Okay. Are you kind of closely? So I'm trying. So right. It sounds to me like maybe you're trying to closely study the situation, and seems like maybe it's another discern realities.
Yes.
All right. Give me that roll.
All right.
Okay. So there's a 6. Mark XP.
And you know nothing. Your name is Jon Snow.
Oh, it's
I know not.
as you are looking and you're kind of listening for a sound, and you are surprised when, without a sound, a tentacle rises up out of the water and grabs for Clayton. Clayton, this is coming right at you. This large tentacle with this kind of on the end of it is an appendage that has sort of claws of some sort, or almost like a big mouth on the end of the tentacle, reaching directly for you. What do you do?
I throw a dagger at it.
Is that Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, give me your. That's a volley, and that's good. It's good how you kind of jump in. There's not really an initiative order.
Seeing
in
it
this.
since I'm standing there, I'm gonna take one of my throwing daggers and throw at it.
Okay, so this is a throwing dagger, so the ammo doesn't really apply because it's throwing. So you can either move to get the shot, or you can take less damage on it.
I guess I will move to take the shot.
Okay, so as you're kind of whipping around to get a shot on this tentacle, right? You flip around and you step on a puddle. You know, the you didn't realize here that the stone tile floor is kind of wet, and you throw it and you hit it, but you kind of slip and fall on your ass.
Okay.
Give me your damage roll.
Like I usually do.
All right. So
Nice.
this thing screams. You see now. You can see a little bit more of it now,
Oh.
and that's what you see in front of you. You see it doesn't really have a face, although it does have a maw, like a mouth, and 3 large tentacles, each of which has some sort of grasping appendage or maybe even a mouth at the end of it. And you hit it for some damage. All right. Clayton, what do you do? This thing is right coming at you.
It's still coming at me after the dagger hit it.
Yeah, the dagger hit it.
Okay.
This was very quickly. Like, he threw it, it hit it, it kind of screamed, he slips and falls, but the tentacle is still swiping towards you. What do you do?
All right. Well, I pull out my cane and try to parry it.
Okay, so you're acting despite an imminent threat, and it sounds like
it's
you're
parrying it, so I'm
Yeah.
probably defying danger.
yeah. So let's see. Do we think that's it's either dexterity or strength? Either you're trying to hit it hard, or trying to hit it
No,
very
I'm
quickly?
just holding the cane above my head, with both hands, trying to like parry the attack.
Okay, so that's enduring. So give me a con defy danger.
Sure. Let's see. Defy danger.
It'll ask you for which. It should ask you for which.
There.
Oh right, yes, you do.
Bam!
It comes thwack, and you feel your whole body kind of shudder from this thing, as it is incredibly strong. But
I feel nothing.
but your forearms kind of almost go numb for just a second from the sheer force of the blow, but you take no damage from it and hold it off. What do the rest of you do?
Seeing this thing, I'm going to. I'm going to take out my loot to try and help get Clayton deal some damage to this thing by playing the Ballad of Reginald the Bold.
Reginald the Bold. All right, so give us first of all your roll as you're singing of Reginald the Bold.
Yes.
13, yes.
Ooh.
Reginald was quite bold. What did Reginald do that was so bold?
Reginald slayed a dragon by himself.
Holy crap.
That's a lot.
Solo Dragon Slayer. Well, and you were giving Clayton the bonus to damage?
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
fantastic. Serena or Joe, who's on your ass, what are you doing as all this is happening? This thing is still whipping around its tentacles.
I noticed that it's like, yeah, that the tentacles are going all over the place, and I worry about the safety of my friends. So I'd like to put myself right in front of it,
Oh, very
and
good.
put myself in a defensive position in order to take its attacks.
Okay, so it sounds like you're standing in defense of Joe and possibly even Felicity, as the
Hopefully.
tentacles are
Protect me,
quite long.
please.
So that sounds like the defend move, or do you? Unless you have a special paladin thing that you're trying to do instead.
No, not really.
Okay, so yeah, roll the defend.
Okay. I thought I did. Let's try again. There we go. Ooh.
10. So you get 3 holds. So whenever Joe or Felicity are attacked, you can spend one of your 3 hold to choose one of those options.
All right.
Outstanding. You feel the warm smile of Saint Moradith upon you.
Well, when she steps. Sorry, go ahead.
Can I lather one of my throwing daggers while I'm on the ground with the the serpent's tear?
Yeah, you kind of, and that's your chosen one, so it's not dangerous for you to use. So
Yeah, serpent's tear. So I'm gonna put a little serpent's tear on another throwing dagger and throw it at the monster. Which
okay, so say
the
while
serpent
you're,
tears,
I'm
what
sorry.
do they do? They give an extra D6 of damage whenever it's attacked, right?
Once you hit it, yeah, something like that. Yeah, you whatever it says there for you.
Volley.
So let's wait. It's going to take you a second to apply it. So while
Alright.
you're applying it, Clayton, sounded like you were doing something.
Yeah, I was getting ready. As soon as Serena moves forward, I'm gonna slide between Joe and Serena, and get up close to, because I assume that I just assume that this monster's tentacles have reach. So I try to get within the close range of it, and I try to hit it with the cane.
Okay. So give me that hack and slash. You're attacking it in melee.
You
Wow.
go.
10. All right.
We're doing good tonight, guys.
This is
No
going much
kidding.
better. So you can roll your damage, or you can add your bonus from Felicity.
Oh yeah. What was it?
It was
D4.
yeah.
Okay. So I think don't I have the ability to add the D6 on top of the
You do,
other pluses?
but then it gets
Yeah.
to attack you.
Oh yeah, I'll just well, assuming I don't know if it has is the ability to fight so close, but I will do so anyway because I think in my mind I'm thinking it has reach. So I'll do the regular damage and I'll put myself at risk
Okay.
for an extra D6 on top of the D4.
All right.
So this is base damage
Right.
and D4 from Felicity.
Okay.
So that's 8 and oops. I rolled 2D6s. I'm sorry.
It's all right. We'll take the first one. So 6 and 2 is 8, and 5 is 13. So it's not dead, but as you are piercing it, describe how you're attacking it. It's not quite dead, but it's a very significant blow to it.
So as I'm sliding and getting up, I swing my I'm moving forward while sliding. As I'm getting up, I swing the cane from my left to my right and spin with the attack, so I can do more like more rotation to my attacks. So
Right, get some extra kinetic energy, and you slice into this thing. It lets out this unnatural, terrifying scream, and as that happens, its rearmost tentacle just catches you full in the face.
I'd like to use my first hold on that.
Okay, so what are you're gonna do?
All right, so I trust Clayton. We fought in battles together, so I'm not going to have the damage. Instead, I'm going to give him an extra +1 forward by blocking the attack and giving him a little area to hit it in his next strike with accuracy.
Right, that's excellent. So he will have a +1 forward on his next attack against it. So first he takes the 8 damage minus whatever your armor is.
Yeah, that's 6.
6 total, so you got 2 armor. Okay. And Clayton, you can feel the wetness from the sewage. As I said, it kind of catches you full in the face, and you kind of feel that up in your nose.
Disgusting.
But as
Everyone what Steak says whatever he eats.
I was like, ugh, disgusting. Ah!
um,
One jumble.
all right, and then what do you do?
I'll give
Am I
somebody
ready
else
with
a
my
chance.
poison?
Oh yeah, so yeah, Joe, this is a good opportunity. You've now, you're a little bit close to it. You sure you're going to try to throw the dagger?
Well, then I guess. Should I retcon it and say I put it on my rapier?
Well, you put it on the dagger, but it's a throwing dagger, so you could still kind of jab at it with a throwing dagger.
You can use a dagger. You just be right. So it'd be like the hand range, which means like
You're basically means you're going to use hack and slash instead of volley. That's all.
I was just wondering.
Yep. No worries.
All right, I'll use hack and slash then.
Okay.
does the dagger have the precise feature?
I do not.
Hold on, let me see.
Daggers are not precise.
Just 3
no.
throwing daggers.
Nope, they are not precise.
Just throw near.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So it's near. So in other words, it's fine. You can just do a hack and slash with it, and we'll see what you do. Oh, you do the damage.
Oh yeah, dude.
So roll your
Nice.
your damage.
Ooh, max damage.
Dang.
Describe how you kill this animated sewage clot.
So, as I wasted my poison on it. As I throw my dagger, it's going to go. Does it have a mouth?
It doesn't have a face, but it does have a mouth.
It's going to go through the mouth and back the outside and stick into the ground.
Oh, it pierces all the way through, and the exit wound is larger than you would have expected. In fact, as it goes through and pops up the other side, it kind of shudders, and the whole this animated sewage clot explodes, drenching you all in viscera and just nastiness in general.
I cover my face my face with my cape when that happens.
Ew, this is so disgusting.
It,
I'm sorry.
it really is.
It
So
is.
this thing, the sewage clot, kind of settles back into the slow-moving sludge, and it certainly appears to you that this is what killed the other creature here earlier. What do you do?
I'd like to turn to Clayton and see how bad he looks. I know he took that one attack earlier. I wanted to check and make sure he's all right.
I think I got just a few scratches on my face. Just fine, thank you very much.
Are you sure I could give you a little
I'm
bit of a...
gonna start playing a calming ballad to see if I can heal Clayton a bit.
All right.
Okay, so go ahead and play that and see what happens. Oh, you are on
it's today.
fire tonight.
Dang.
Tell us what calming song you sing for him.
It doesn't really have a name. I'm just kind of playing a soft tune with a lute, kind of mixing in mostly high notes to play a lovely melody.
Very nice, very nice.
Well, so how much does that heal? Oh, 6. I'm back to full health.
Awesome.
Fantastic, fantastic.
I say, well, it seems like we're getting ourselves a very good team.
Yeah.
Good job, everyone. That thing did not look friendly.
No.
The way it exploded when I threw my dagger.
As honestly,
That
Joe,
was pretty
I was
remarkable.
very impressed by that.
That was a very well aimed strike for sure.
Wow. Best we
Yes.
move forward.
Now, we have to go through this water.
Yes, I'll try to move to that position again, and I hop down to see.
All right, you hop down, and sure enough, the channel is deep enough that it comes about, neck high or maybe a little bit below your neck. So you are not entirely submerged. You can breathe, but it's pretty much just your head and shoulders just out of this nasty muck, and you can feel occasionally something semi-solid flicking past your legs. You don't know if it's a fish or something much grosser.
Well,
How is it?
This ain't the most pleasant bath I had, but
Joe, I'm just gonna dive head first. Into
oh god,
Oh,
I did not submerge my head.
right.
and go right
No,
under and swim
you-
under the water.
So that's a pretty nasty mess there. And it's
But by the way, Kyle, you haven't posted on the Discord that you're streaming again. I don't know if
it's fine.
if that's something you want to do.
Yeah, they'll see if they the message.
Okay.
So, Joe, it's not that deep. So if you're diving in, that's pretty dangerous.
I'll get in right after.
Yeah, I don't.
Step
I
right
tell
in.
you, I'm standing. I'm not gonna just
know.
let you.
It was just for the lulls.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, if you would have dove in, I'd be out in the corner vomiting at the side.
yeah, that would be pretty terrible.
Well, Felicity, Serena, I understand you guys don't like dirty water, but that's the way we gotta go.
Joe, down about 5, 10, 30 or 40 feet, you can see a small footbridge over the.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that from last time.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, we did too.
there's a
yeah,
small
th-
footbridge of some sort down there.
Okay.
All right.
Now, how high is it above the water?
Just like maybe a foot above it. It's not particularly high.
Do you think it's sturdy enough if I can reach up and pull myself up on
You
it?
have to get down there and see.
Okay.
Before they all head off, or while they head off, I'd like to take a closer look at this this monster that we destroyed.
Well, at this point
Um,
now, it's mostly just an explosion of
Oh, there's
sewage.
nothing left?
I mean, there's bits and pieces, but it's not an entire corpse. It's not an entire carcass anymore.
Alright, can I pick up a piece or two to examine closer?
Yes, you certainly can do that.
Alright, I'm just interested as to what kind of foul monster this is, and if there's any use for its
It
leftovers.
sounds like you're trying to kind of see if you know something about this kind of monster.
Sure.
All right, maybe that's a spout lore. So why don't you roll a spout lore?
Okay.
6.
You get 1 XP.
Oh my gosh.
Mark XP.
Hey, you're trying to catch up for the one you missed.
I guess so.
Yeah, she's definitely doing that. So here's what happens. You are spending some time looking at the remaining bits, and as you're doing that, you start to feel a little ill.
Unsurprising.
There was maybe something in this thing, but you have not seen it before. You know that it is certainly filthy and probably disease ridden in some way.
Alright, I'm gonna throw it back in the river, take out my water skin that I probably haven't drank out of yet, and pour a little bit on my hands to clean them off.
All right.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
It really is.
The rest of you, what do you do?
Fine where I'm at.
All right, I'm gonna start moving forward, whether they join me or not.
Okay.
I'm heading over, friends.
I'm gonna put my hand on Clayton's shoulder as we move through.
Okay, that's good. So you're moving together as a pair?
Yeah.
Excellent. Felicity, what are you doing?
I'm gonna turn to Serena, seeing her washing her hands. I'm gonna hold up my hands to try and get mine clean as.
All right.
I smile at her a little bit, and as I'm pouring the water on her hands as well, I just say, that was a beautiful piece you played earlier. Thank you for that.
I appreciate it. Now, let's follow those two before they get into more trouble.
Do I see them washing their hands?
You can, if you turn around and look, sure.
Like, you're gonna be doing a lot more than that later, so might as well just get on with it.
Nothing wrong with trying to be sanitary.
All right.
All right. So Clayton and Joe,
Got it.
y'all are moving down to that footbridge.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, to Clayton, if you want to go all the way down there.
Do I just want to hop all the way? Do you want me to?
yeah, go down to the footbridge there. I'm gonna do a quick thing. Do this. Oops. I'm going to.
Put a trap down.
Okay, so you should start to see. So as you get to this footbridge, you can see to the south a small. There we go. A small. The corridor kind of curves around, and to the north, another small platform, kind of like the one that you saw before.
Oh, I don't see it. I just see like I just see black. And it's like
if you move forward, you
Yeah,
probably will
just take another step forward. There you go.
I'm like underneath the platform, I guess.
Yeah, or you could climb up onto it if you want to climb.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
want to
footbridge.
climb up onto it.
Yeah, so you can get up on the footbridge pretty easily without any difficulty. There's
And I'll help Joe up too.
all right.
Well, I'll be put over here then.
Right. So there's a few supplies, look like some kind of maintenance equipment or something up on the corner there, and a large pillar in the middle of kind of this intersection of where several streams are flowing. And then, as I noted, the walkway also curves around back to the right if you were to follow it around.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'll wait. I personally will wait on the rest of the party.
Okay.
Do you want me to check what other things are over here on this platform, or the?
Whatever you want to do, Joe.
Investigate the whatever.
Just be careful. I don't want to have to run after your ass again.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Felicity
I
and
saved you
Serena.
that time.
Well, as a well aimed shot.
Felicity, you kind of made your way part way down. Are you going all the way down to kind of wading through this chest high sludge?
It's just kind of holding my loot above my head to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah, there's nothing else is kind of happening, so you can easily get down there. Serena, how are you feeling wading through this?
Really horrendously filthy. One of the things about being part of a religious order is that they generally are very concerned with cleanliness. And this is kind of the exact opposite of that. So I'm trying to distract myself by keeping a close eye on the rear, which is kind of what I've been doing this whole time, while following the others a few paces behind.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to get down there pretty quick. Nothing else interrupts you down there. Joe, as you...
I'll help them both up, by the way, when they get here.
Yeah, I think that would... It's either that or you have to do kind of the full pull-up, and Felicity, if Felicity is trying to hold her loot above her head, it's definitely going to need an extra hand to get up there.
Yeah.
Joe, as you're digging through those boxes and crates and barrels up there, what you mostly find are some tools that, like, maybe they're used to maintain some of the pipes and pumps and so forth. And you find in there, however, a little bit of straw, like there's maybe some sort of small nest for small animals that maybe live there. But when I say small, I definitely mean way smaller than like a wererat, more like a mouse or something of that size.
Okay. All right.
Did you find anything?
Nothing really important. Just some maintenance supplies and this straw for a nest.
What kind of supplies again?
Maintenance. So it's equipment for maintaining sewers themselves.
Oh, okay.
Is there anyone who's skilled in keeping a mechanic, being a tinkerer or anything along those lines?
Not
No,
me.
not me.
No one? All right.
Not yet.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
I suppose someone could learn if they really wanted to.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move to the other side to where they are.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh god. What's
You're
this
back in
thing?
the water. Do you want me to
Yeah,
grab
I know. I was like, what is this? Yeah, no, I'll be back here.
All right, Joe. What are you back there on the platform? Are you still kind of taking a look around, or what are you doing there?
Well, I was out. I'm asking Clayton if I should grab some of the equipment.
I don't see no use for it, but if you think of something, man, you might want to keep it. I guess we could sell some of these tools, but
There is a possibility they could come in handy at some point.
I grabbed them. How much?
Okay, that's gonna be in Dungeon World.
Mm-hmm.
Items have weight, which is sort of a semi-abstracted way of counting for the load, and then as long as it's under your total load. So this is going to be 2 weight worth of equipment. Where there is 2 weight of equipment, if you took the whole thing, you could certainly take just part of it.
I can take the whole thing.
Okay, all right. So you kind of stuff it back into your pack.
To 9 load. Not 9. 8 load.
Okay.
Do you know what they're called? I guess so. I can.
I would call them sewer tools.
Okay.
As you're doing that, however, we'll say that you definitely hear some scritching and scratching from somewhere behind you, Joe.
I turn and look.
turn and look.
I turn and look.
It's maybe somewhere in the walls.
The walls. I run over to my party.
Joe, is everything okay?
Joe, are you okay? You look a bit white there.
I heard some weird scratching coming from the wall over there.
I'll take a look. I'll go. Walk over.
I'll go help you.
Okay. I'll lean my ear against one of the walls and see what I hear.
Okay,
I'll stay put just in case something comes up.
fair. Felicity, it
I
sounds
also
like
have
you're
a
trying.
dagger. I have a throwing dagger ready.
Okay, that's good. Felicity, you said you're trying to help Serena.
Yes.
All right, so maybe you want to roll your aid move.
Yep, and it will.
It's a
If
plus
it's successful, she'll. Yeah, if it's successful from the last session, she still has that +2 I gave her. If it's
Oh yeah.
One. Okay.
and it won't be.
So while you are all kind of pondering and listening, and Felicity, you're kind of putting your ear up to the door as well, or not to the door, to the wall rather. Coming from a hole kind of in the wall right there, you see a much larger than expected sewer rat right there, kind of with its fangs bared, its eyes glistening. What do you do?
I let out a scream.
Joe,
Can I-
you had a dagger, Joe. So you
Yeah.
wanna
So
do...
as soon as I see the rat, I'm going to throw a dagger. Like
Okay.
release the dagger from my hand.
All right, go ahead and give me that throw, that volley.
Volley. Hold on.
Can you
Felis-
volley it when you're at melee range?
We're gonna see what happens. Yeah, see. So, Joe and Felicity from a moment ago as well. Both of you mark XP.
I level up when we can actually rest.
Oh.
Yeah,
There you go.
I've been able to level up at this point, but we haven't rested yet.
It's so it's so close that you're not really able to get it. It just clatters next to it, and instead, Joe, it bites you.
Great.
For
Can I
four-
try to get in the way of that?
You can spend one of your hold.
Sure. Yes, that's right. I have that. Yeah, I'd like to use it. One of my holds to have the damage.
Okay, so Joe, that's gonna be 2 damage, 1 piercing. So
How do you do that?
So that
How do you
means
have
that
the damage?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm still good.
yeah, Serena, tell us about how you're kind of stopping the rat from doing full damage.
Yeah, I'd like to step on its tail.
Kind of.
Nice.
Just get in the way of it, and then if I can, I'd like to take the pommel of my sword and smack it on its head afterwards.
Okay, so Joe, you're gonna take. Remember that for the piercing, it counts. Your armor counts
Yeah,
as
yeah,
1
yeah.
point
I
lower.
have 16.
Okay, all right, and then Serena, give me your hack and slash.
All right. Ooh, there we go.
Okay, so deal your damage.
Where is that again?
You just hit hack. It should be your class damage. So
Oh, is it my long sword
no,
or?
it's not on this weapon.
You
It's
just
on, your class
It's on
itself.
the top of the sheet
Right under your health.
under hip.
Oh, well, it just says my damage dice. I'm sorry, I haven't
that
done
is your
this.
damage dice.
You can you can click
Yeah.
on damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
There we
in
go.
Dungeon World, the way it works is weapons don't have damage. It's how well you know how to use it. So, for example, if Felicity were holding that same weapon, she would do less damage than you do because you know better how to wield it.
Got it.
So, this thing, it is going to give one quick bite at you,
Sure, I'll take it.
3, and then that's also 1 piercing. So your damage, your armor counts as 1 lower, but it doesn't matter because your armor is 3. So
I don't take any damage. Is that correct?
no, that's not right. You're going to take your armor counts as 2 for this purpose. So you're going
Okay.
to take 1 damage left over through your armor.
Got it.
I've seen Serena step on it and kind of
Well,
take a whack at it. I'm gonna take out my rapier and I'm gonna try and stab it as well.
just a second. So Serena, as you hit it with the pommel, you crush its skull,
All right.
And Joe, you could certainly stick, or is that Felicity?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have all the voices memorized yet. Felicity, you poke this rat that has just died with your rapier just a moment after she caves in its skull.
Shish kebab.
Yeah, you got rat shish kebab on your rapier now. Exactly right. So it came through that wall there. What do you do?
I'd like to.
Was that a rat just now? It's just getting
Yeah.
real
And
late.
I'll hold up the shish kebab.
Wow, that's a big one.
I put my hands together and mutter something along the lines, "Praise be to the saint."
While she's doing that, I want to examine it because it seems you said it's a little larger than normal.
Yep.
I want to inspect it.
You can
See
take it off my
why.
rapier.
Yeah, I'll hold it by the scruff.
All right. Give me a. That sounds like discern realities as you're closely studying it. Okay, so you'll get one. You can ask one question.
What here is not what it appears to be.
You're looking at this rat, and you notice that it is a very large rat, and it is certainly larger than the nest that Joe had indicated he found the platform. And you're looking back to where it came from to that wall, and you realize that wall has a small latch kind of set into it. And maybe it's not actually a wall.
All right, well, I pull the latch.
You pull the latch.
Well, what do we have here?
And it scrapes and slides. It's not difficult to move, but it's kind of it's a little bit of a tight fit. And instead, you see from beyond a passageway.
Oh. Hey, look what I found.
Good going.
I'm gonna walk in.
Nice.
Wait a second here.
What's in there?
Looks like an empty room so far. What do I see?
Give me a second here.
Aside from what I see on the map.
Right. I'm trying to get the
Now, tell me now.
revelation. Oh, no wonder. Derp. I see the problem.
I have to grab something. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Sure thing. No worries. So you see here a somewhat larger room than where you were standing. It is much drier, and there's a faint odor, like a musky odor here, and you see large paw prints in the dust here on the floor.
Large paw prints. But the rat didn't seem any different than another rat. It just happened to be bigger.
It was quite large, but it was not. It did not appear to be like a wererat.
Or on the verge of becoming one.
Its eyes aren't glowing or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all come in. Seems like we have some tracks.
Well, that's good.
Looks like big. Is it paw rat, like rat paws? Like
they are like rat paws, yes.
large rat paws.
Panda back.
Welcome back. So he sees large paw prints here.
Can I go in there stealthily and look around?
So there's not really a stealth move. Basically, if it seems like something might hear you. Oh,
Sorry.
Bless you.
Ow!
Excuse me.
God bless you.
Gesundheit.
Thanks.
My ears. Ow.
Yeah, I sneeze loudly.
Joe, what was your question again? I got.
Well, is there any way I could, like, not stealth, but
kind of move sneakily, kind of steal ahead? Yeah, that basically what happens is if something might see you, we'll do like a defy danger kind of roll. Is the way that normally works. So yeah, Joe, you want to sneak ahead a little bit, move your token there.
I guess. Do you want me to just go right
Yeah,
here?
go ahead.
I guess?
Yeah, move ahead a little bit more, and from there, stop. You can see. Right, I'll say stop just so I can give you a moment to see what you see. You see an opening off to your right, and you hear some sounds around there. Now give me a defy danger roll, depending on how you're doing it. You hear these sounds, you hear movement and low murmuring voices. How are you keeping them from hearing you?
I would say I'm like walking slowly with my arms out,
Okay.
like feeling the wall, trying
Alright.
to have support in the wall so that I'm not putting all my weight on my feet.
Okay.
So I'll hit the find danger.
All right. Yeah, it can be Dex or Int as you choose. Oh, very
Nice.
good. Yes, very good.
Nice.
So, you definitely, as you're moving forward, there's no change in the tone of the murmuring voices or anything like that that would indicate there's any sort of alarm.
Okay. Report back. I guess I'm going to go back.
I'm
and-
right by you, so.
Well, I'm gonna poke my head around the corner and whisper. There's noises to our right.
I repeat the same to the back. Yo, we got some movement. Start walking.
Alright.
Start walking. Tread lightly. And then I also try to sneak forward,
Okay.
trying to see if there's something there we could ambush it.
All right. So, if you're moving quietly, why don't you also give me a defy danger based on Dex? I'm not assuming you're trying to move quietly.
Yes.
Yes, you move very quietly. Surprising for someone of your size. Able to move quietly. Joe, you want to move over one more?
Yeah.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
So as you kind of peek around the corner, what you actually see is a very heavy drape.
Like right here.
Yes,
Or
you see a very heavy drape to your south there.
here.
Yeah, covering. It's kind of just inside that entranceway. What do you do?
Okay. Heavy drape. Is there any way I could open it like slowly enough just to get a peek inside?
You certainly can move it. As you move it slowly, you see two wererats looking back at you. One of whom looks different than the other. He's got some sort of a long staff in his hand, and you see a couple of books on the table behind him. And he looks at you, and his eyes kind of glow gold, not the sort of red that you saw before, but it's his entire eye, right? Not pupils and iris, just his entire eyes. And he's got sort of a long gray, long mustache and goatee, and he sighs. I knew they would come for us. What do you do?
Do I see this happening?
I mean, y'all are all right there.
Well, okay.
It's
Well-
like I turned to Clayton and saying, "What should we do?"
I jump him without even saying a word.
Okay, so you're moving in for the attack. So how are you?
Yeah,
doing?
with the one with the staff, the old one.
Okay, so how are you doing that?
I jump in. I start whipping my my weapon out with reach.
Okay,
Try to slash with the whip as it extends. Try to cut around and pull back, with like pulling back to make the cut.
okay. So give me that hack and slash roll.
Ah, XP.
You mark XP, and as you do that, what happens is this other wererat off to the side here kind of steps forward and with a flick of his dagger kind of parries it off And this one here, who let me give you a quick, better look at what he looks like here.
Oh, fancy.
He mutters something under his breath, something that you can't quite understand, and you hear a splashing sound back where you came from. What do you do? Joe? You're
I'm
right
just gonna
there.
throw
What
a
do you
dagger.
do?
I was gonna say I was gonna throw a dagger right at his face.
Okay, give me that volley roll. Okay, so you can either move to get the shot or take less damage.
I'll move to take the shot.
Okay, so
Since Clayton moved in front of me,
right.
as I start throwing my dagger, I guess I kind of have to move out of the way of him to make sure I don't hit him.
All right, and
When I
as
throw my dagger.
you're doing that, as you move maybe off to the side, you see that in that area where you stepped, there's this sort of green glowing gas. Not glowing exactly, but there's like a green gas kind of hanging in the air. Can you roll plus con for me?
Plus con. What do I do? Just con.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, excellent. Yeah,
Nice.
you feel this nasty air, whatever this is, kind of seeping from deeper within the sewer, kind of from the cracks between the stones. But you kind of, wave your hand in front of your mouth and kind of tuck your cloak around your mouth and wave it off, so you don't feel it kind of getting into your lungs. Serena and Felicity, you're back
Do
there
I have to roll
seeing this.
damage?
No, you don't do any. Have to worry about anything. You rolled a 12.
I thought I was to take the shot.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I missed that part. I didn't hear right. Yes.
I didn't throw damage.
Yeah. Sorry. You're absolutely right. Yes. Roll damage.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right. So describe how this dagger hits this mage.
So I'm thinking like as I throw it, like from my hip,
Okay.
it flies and hits him right between the eyes.
You do that. It hits him, and hit that golden glow I mentioned starts to fade, and he says, "It was too much to hope that they would leave us be," and he collapses to his knees.
Damn.
As he does that, as you do that, where is Clayton? I don't see Clayton's token now. Oh, I see.
I'm right on top of Joe.
So
Okay.
should I move over here?
I see.
You
Yeah.
said I moved right
That's
here,
fine.
right?
It's fine.
It's just I couldn't see also
Yeah, it's fine.
what's inside.
So, this other rat that's back there screams, "No, Silver Whiskers!" and lunges out towards Clayton. Clayton, what do you do?
Is he like how far away is he from me?
He is right there within arm's reach.
Is he like close or so he's like
That sounds like close
or
to me.
hand?
Close
Okay.
or yeah, it sounds like close to me.
All right. Well, as soon as he lunges, I try to like cut. Like he's lunging, so he's kind of midair.
Okay.
So I try to cut up from underneath him
Okay. So
to his
all right, so
like
it's
a
hacking
horizontal,
slash.
a
Yeah.
vertical slash.
Oh, you do, and you
Ooh.
avoid his attack deftly as he's coming in with his dagger. You can roll your damage.
Yeah. So I cut up and dodge underneath him, ended up behind him, is the way I planned.
All right.
Imagine it, and I do 5 damage.
Okay. So he takes the damage and he screams in pain, and yeah, you end up beneath him. You notice, by the way, where you are, there is some sort of scattered herbs sitting there, kind of in several small bowls. And he takes that damage. What do the rest of you do?
Seeing the mage and then looking at the the herbs that are nearby. I am going to see what I know with my bardic lore, since magics is one of my expertise areas.
All right. So give me a spout lore.
Or it's bardic lore.
Or yeah, okay. If you got a specific move, then get your location or item covered by your bardic lore. You can ask the GM any one question about it. The GM will answer truthfully, and then I certainly will ask you what tale, song, or legend you first heard that information in. So what question do you want to know about those herbs?
I'm trying to see. Seeing the mage, I'm trying to. Are those used for any kind of component he might be using, or for a spell, or?
You recognize them as a form of sacred herbs that can be used to have kind of clairvoyance of have visions of places and times. How do you know about these? What is the legend or song or story that you've heard of these sacred herbs?
All right. While traveling around, I probably visited a couple towns and went to a temple in a small village where the head priest was talking about a herb that gave him clairvoyance of whether their crops were going to be successful that month or not.
Oh, very good. What do the rest of you do while Felicity is looking at those herbs and recognizing them?
I can't really see from where I'm at, but are there any other wererats in the?
There's the one that blocked Joe's initial attack.
Yeah, there's the one. Joe and Clayton are fighting with one in there now. You haven't seen any others other than those two that are down there.
All right, so I am just going to charge in.
Okay.
To see if I see where I can see.
All right.
Kind of just getting in here, like just at the edge of where the green smoky area is. And I'm going to bang on my shield and I'm going to shout, "Come out here and fight with honor."
Okay.
Or die like cowards. Hopefully enacting my I am the law ability.
Sure, no, absolutely.
All right. Okay.
All right. They choose one, and you said come out here and fight with honor?
Yeah.
So they whip around and attack you.
All right.
And are going to... they don't really have a hack and slash move, so they're going to deal their damage as they're attacking you. And that's just going to be... It slashes at you with its dagger, as you say. There's no piercing to it, by the way, so your armor reduces most of that awesome. Damage. And it's hissing at you, and as it's doing so, you can see tears starting to roll down from its eyes.
I don't care.
I go ahead and from behind it, I get my cane around its neck and pull it close to me, and then ask it, "Was that your leader? Was that your leader?"
All right, that you've definitely got, again, physical leverage. So, and you are definitely manipulating it, again, in the most literal sense. So, roll a parlay.
Manhandling. Parlay?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah,
You're rolling so good tonight.
Yeah, well, we got to make up for the first 2 sessions. Dear God, that was rough.
No kidding.
That was rough, yes. You had a rough time. So you get your kind of cane sword thing around his throat, and you said, "Is that your leader, right?" And
Yeah.
it cries, "That was our father. Don't kill me. Don't."
As he's saying that, since he's helpless,
Okay.
I'm going to just stab him in the back.
Oh, jeez. Just deal your
My rapier.
damage.
Well, I guess I have him pulled up, so I guess you could stab him straight in his stomach because I'm from.
Or so,
Yeah.
what? I'm just gonna come in and just poke him with my rapier.
All right. So we're just roll damage. It's not even hack. Yeah. 6. Let's see. Yeah, and at this point you can see now his lifeblood coating your rapier. And he's looking down. He looks down and he looks up at you, and he kind of he lets go of the cane, reaches down to his abdomen where you stabbed him, looks back up at you with uncomprehending eyes, and says, "But why?" What do you do?
Is it dead or is it
Not
still alive?
quite. No, it looks very near death.
Finish it.
All right. Well, since the serrated.
Serena.
Okay,
Sorry, it's
Just
what I have
finish
to
it.
do.
she has a very complicated ideology. Okay.
Fair. No, I love it. I'm just laughing because this is a different side of Serena than we saw in our first session
Yeah.
with her last week. So, Serena, are you saying finish it, or are you
Yes.
also attacking it?
No, I'm still standing at the facing the other ones,
Okay. All right.
telling him
Okay.
to finish it.
All right. Well, since I have my cane that's serrated, also,
Yep.
I'll just grate it against its neck and
Okay.
slit its throat.
And your minimum damage will certainly kill it. So as you do that, yeah, for sure. It gargles for a moment and slumps in your arms dead.
And I spit at it, and then it's like, time to get our reward.
I'm still facing the others, and I am still taunting them.
There aren't
Are
any
there
others.
I thought there was one more in there.
There were.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's dead.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
He's got an X on it. Yeah.
Joe's going to check the dead one, the other. What's this thing? Is that all the herbs and stuff like that? Yeah, we already checked it.
Yeah. Let me give.
Do you think I could
give you the a handout of this item that you have found?
Ooh.
you found an item.
I was going to have you kind of have to find a way to figure out what it is, but that way is apparently bardic lore.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
So these sacred herbs, there are 3 uses to them. As long as you keep them dry, they're not going to rot or anything like that. If you smoke them in a pipe or burn them in an incense burner and inhale the smoke, you will get strange visions of faraway places and distant times, and you can focus your will on a particular person, place, or thing and roll plus wisdom. Note that if you miss, you have to tell me what it is you fear most.
Ooh.
Do I also recognize these herbs, being someone who may have interacted with them in temples?
You might. Give me a spout lore.
All right. All right.
So you know that they have a sacred use. You're not entirely sure what they're for, but you recognize that you have seen them at altars. But as you are more of a sacred warrior than a priest per se, you've never quite seen what they're for.
Would
Gotcha.
By the way,
would I know anything about these herbs from my dealings with poison?
so let's spout lore and find out. Everybody's trying to roll spout lore. I love it. I don't mean that sarcastically.
Well, it's because I treat myself with herbs. I'm wondering if
I don't know.
may have.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
So while you're looking at it going, hey, let me see that, you hear a scrabbling sound, and coming around the corner is something terrible.
Oh, I also don't know shit about
So,
it either.
Bart.
I'd like to get in a defensive position as I hear the
Okay.
sound.
I'm going to say
I
that
also ready a dagger.
what you see looks something like
Whoa.
that.
That's horrifying.
Gnarly.
Unlike the other things that you've seen, this one with that sort of kind of vertical mouth is more or less composed of, well, sewage.
Oh no.
And
Oh, that thing is ugly.
oh, it's ugly is one word for it, certainly. And it shuffles, and you see it raise its appendage and reach out to drain life from Felicity. And both of y'all rolled a 4 and a 6. So while you're looking at this, and Felicity has her back turned, Felicity, this damage. I don't think you have armor, but if it does,
I do have leather armor.
Okay.
Can
this
I use
damage
my
ignores-
last?
Yes, you can. So this
That's
is
my last
reaching out
hold.
and kind of drawing out life force that ignores armor. How is it? What is it you're doing?
Half damage.
Okay.
Go. Yeah.
Well, that is my last hold, sadly.
Okay. So yeah.
I just physically put my body in between her and the creature because I have a shield and I don't want Felicity to get hurt.
Okay. So as you do that, Felicity, you only take 5 damage.
We'll take
Yikes.
5.
Good thing she did that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh.
And you see it kind of inhaling the life force, the spirit itself of Felicity, and it doesn't quite hiss. It's more of a sucking sound, of a wet sucking sound as it tries to hiss at you all. What do you do?
I'm really disgusted by this thing hurting my new budding friendship, so I am going to attack it with my sword. I'm going to try to slice into it, do whatever I can to destroy this foul creature.
Can I ready post?
All right, so that's definitely a hack and slash. Let's see that roll.
All right. Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, so as you do that, deal your damage. Okay.
Of course.
Let's
Okay.
see. So it's going to.
Not everybody can roll max damage.
Not everybody can
I
roll
guess
back
not.
every time. And
Apparently, Kyle did too.
and instead, it reaches out to you and does. But that ignores. To be clear, that ignores armor.
Oh, okay.
Can't get it whether
So
you like it or not.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
tried to brush it off, but
Yeah.
I guess not.
Armor has no effect on the kind of raw sewer magic.
Yikes.
It's really kind of the effluvial emanations that have coalesced into a living form.
Seeing Felicity take damage, I'm worried. I start getting worried for her safety, and also stand in defense of her, like by basically make a wall by Serena's side
Okay.
between it and Felicity.
All right. So, for 2 things are happening. First, Clayton, give me your defend roll.
That's where it is.
Okay, so you've got 3 hold as you're defending Felicity. Felicity, you stepped back into those gases that Joe had encountered earlier. Can you roll plus con for me?
Uh-oh.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you feel the gases, you kind of breathe them in, and you kind of gag out some of it. But you do breathe in some of it, so you can choose one. You can either take some damage, or you can take a sick debility, or you can take a weak debility. Debility will reduce temporarily one of your an appropriate stat.
I'll take the weak.
Okay, so you are now weak, and that means that you have a -1 to strength, so you can't exert much force right now as you've breathed in these sewer gases.
That's fine. That's fine.
What do you all do?
Can I, knowing that they're in front of the monster, can I sneak around where the green gases were? Because I know since I know where those are, I have
Okay, you're trying to move quickly through. Well, you're trying to kind of
Hold your breath.
Yeah, hold your breath and move quickly. So also give me a con define danger.
con define danger.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So in this case, you can also, if you move through, you're going to take one of those three: sick, weak, or damage.
I'll take weak.
Weak. Okay. So again, you mark the weak debility. So you feel kind of as you breathe it in, your muscles kind of shiver, and it's tough for you to kind of exert as much force with them.
So I'm gonna go up around here.
Right? Makes sense. What do all of you do?
I start attacking with. I whip out the whip and strike the enemy from reach and try to cut it at a diagonal from bottom up.
Okay, so go ahead and give me that hack and slash roll. Okay, so
I am at reach though, so
yes. So you can do that. You can roll your damage. All right, so you're gonna do your damage to it, and it raises its hand, and it's the way it's draining life from you is not necessarily like it's reaching out and touching you. It reaches up, and it's even from sort of a close distance, kind of sucking in that life force from you and draining you.
okay.
For 8 damage, ignoring armor.
Ugh.
That's even like I am at reach, not even close, and like I'm further out.
Correct.
Okay.
Seeing it
17.
Seeing it do that, I'm gonna start playing a melody of a healer called Saint Mary, who to try and heal Clayton a bit after seeing what it did.
Okay, Saint Mary. So first of all, hit your what's that? Not arcane art. Yeah, it is arcane art. Okay. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, so Clayton, you're going to heal 4. Tell me a little bit about Saint Mary.
Saint Mary was a traveling priest that traveled around healing the sick and injured when no one else would.
I love it.
And she would do it with a smile on her face and not accept any kind of reward for it.
So a mendicant traveling healer. Fantastic. All right, so as you're singing that, Clayton, you feel kind of a little bit of your health return to you. What do you all do?
What the hell's that?
So I kind of thinking about how this creature taking life from us and possibly restoring itself with it reminds me somehow in an opposite effect way of my own patron saint, and I am sort of filled with my divine fury, and I'm going to just keep striking at it with all of the might that I can muster behind my sword.
Okay, so give me that hack and slash.
Well, but
Oh,
I know
sure.
she's doing a hack and slash, but since I was attacked, I wanted to do something to help her out first.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to, since it says for the defend, so long as you stand defense when the thing you defend is attacked or myself, I can
Right.
spend 1 hold, and I'm gonna try to whip out the whip and try to grab its arm to pull it to the side so that Serena has an attack opening
Okay, so the plus 1 forward.
Given that +1 forward to the attack.
Okay,
All right.
great.
So I do the hack and slash with the sword.
With a plus 1, that's correct.
Okay. All
Oh
right.
yeah, you are
So
definitely
11. You don't have
No,
to
no.
spend the hold.
No, she.
Oh.
You don't have to spend the forward.
Oh, well, I
Is that
did.
right?
I hope
No,
that's
no,
okay.
you got the no. You did it right, Serena. Plus 1 strength plus the plus 1 forward. From the hold that was spent by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. Yep. So you're gonna do your damage and avoid its attack.
I am not going to. I'm gonna not avoid it and do the extra.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how to do that
Just
though.
hit- just,
Oh,
uh,
it's just a D6.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So
What is with these terrible rolls?
now you do
Yeah,
see
we-
this thing starting to move a little bit more sluggishly. It starts to kind of not quite move as quickly.
See,
And it does that,
the-
but it does reach out and do its damage to you as you expose yourself to its damage, and it's going to do 5 damage to you, which
All right.
again ignores armor.
I'm going to continue the Song of Mary to try and heal Serena.
Okay. Oh,
Wow.
look at you! You're just pumping out the
Dang.
jams.
Rocking it hard.
I feel so inspired.
It feels so. So I'm hidden, right?
You are. Yes, you snuck around. We said so. Yeah.
Can I throw a dagger without being?
You sound like you're talking about backstab.
Yeah,
Backstab is with a melee weapon.
with a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can, sneak up, but you could sneak up next to it and attack it. It doesn't really realize where you are right now.
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay.
I guess.
So you can either just deal your damage, or you can roll plus dex for the rest of the backstab move. But because of your
Well, is backstab's put up as plus dex, right? I'm just making sure.
yes.
Yeah, it's plus dex. Okay. I'm going to just roll backstab
Okay.
and see what. You failed me 3 times. Let's see. Can I get a successful one?
Hey.
Okay.
That's a half success.
Yeah, that's fine. So you can choose one of those and deal your damage.
So can I not get in melee? with
Sure.
it?
Yeah, you can kind of the way you would
Like
do it.
hit
is
it and then run away, basically.
Yes, exactly.
What it is? Okay.
Yes.
And it won't know I'm still hidden,
Um.
or it doesn't
Well, see,
now
it
know.
depends,
That
it depends on what you do. I mean, it knows something stabbed it. Roll your damage.
Yeah.
See what happens. Yeah, you feel it
Nice.
kind
What
of.
am I doing? Max damage again.
Look at you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
man,
Yeah,
you're
it's
shredding
definitely.
it.
God.
You kind of pierce through.
Okay.
It's got sort of a
Kill me
crusty.
then.
It's got sort of a crusty exterior that you pierce through, and you can feel kind of the interior, kind of soft innards that you push through into the sewage that it's composed of. And yeah, you dance away. Where are you kind of running back to? Where you were before? Or
Back to
different place?
where I was.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of
I said
realizes.
if the green gas is there.
No, the green gases is kind of hanging around where Felicity is.
Okay. So I'll go there.
Okay.
And I kind of I stab it and I pirouette kind of stab
Right.
up, and then I just run away.
Okay.
You run away.
What do the rest of you do?
Alright, I whip at. So my whip is still around its arm. I pull the whip hard so that it shreds its arm. So basically, it's still a hack and slash,
Yep.
but I'm still at range.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you give it a yank.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. So you can roll your damage.
Try and just sever its arm.
Oh. Yes. Again, you
Ooh.
do that. That limb comes clear off, and it makes
Like,
a
"Rah!"
giant sound, and deals 8 damage to you.
Oh,
But this
man.
thing, you can see it physically like wavering on its feet, like it's having difficulty staying, staying animated.
All right, so I see it like doing all damage to everybody, and I'm kind of worried for everyone. So I'd like to take my shield and smack it over the head with it. Just, I don't know, stun
Oh,
it or
yeah.
do something to distract it or something like that.
Sure, that's still hack and slash, but that is fantastic.
Oh.
I love it.
Well, I still, since I also again took damage, I still want to spend a hold.
Okay.
I think that's how it works. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll let you spin the hold. Yeah.
So just pulling its arm off is my way of giving it an
Okay.
opening.
All right.
To,
That's good.
yeah.
Makes sense. So
Nice.
yeah, it's kind of
To-
staggered for a moment as one of its arms comes off, and you'll get a +1 forward on your attack, Serena.
All right. There's the button for it. Hack and slash. All right.
That includes includes the +1. Okay, so deal your damage.
That's with the
Ah.
+1.
Yes, that's with the +1.
Nice.
I
Okay.
just can't get any good rolls with this.
So, so
I'm
you,
really lucky with my damage roll.
So-
Yeah, you are.
you
I rolled a
smack at it.
D10. This is ridiculous.
I rolled a
Yikes.
so
So you roll you hit it rather. You smack it. However, you're trying to pierce it, and instead you catch it with the flat of your blade, and you hear a wet thud, and it stares into you, and pulls 7 life out of you.
Yikes.
Eee.
seeing all this, and I'm going to try to take my opportunity and try to run up and stab it again.
Okay, this time it's going to be just hack and slash, because you kind of
Okay.
it's able to see you from where it is, and now it knows where you are. So you
Damn
can
it.
do it. You can do a hack and slash though. Do it. Do it. You want to do it. Okay, deal your damage.
There we go.
So again, your rapier kind of runs along the outside of it, not able to really pierce into it like you did before.
Oh.
And somehow
jeez.
this thing, despite the fact that it's got gashes and cuts in it, and in a few places some very severe, it's missing one of its limbs, is somehow still on its feet, although again, just barely, as you are all feeling nauseated by the it's still kind of continuing to, its face vertical mouth is still kind of making these flapping wet sounds.
I'm actually gonna start playing a different song. I'm gonna start playing one of the songs I heard of Clayton in my youth to help him deal some more damage to this thing.
Okay.
And
Oh, so tell us what song this is.
Let's see. This is a song of him from his younger days of how he tracked down a werewolf, managed to catch it unaware, and quickly dispatch it before it slaughtered a farm.
oh, I remember that day. And remembering how I killed that monster.
Kill it, please, because I can't survive another attack.
Yeah, I'm trying. And I finally, I do my, again, I whip out my, the whip, but in a straight motion, so it extends in a straight line
Okay,
past Serena
right.
into its mouth.
Okay. And you got the bonus to damage, was that?
Yeah, to
I think
damage.
so.
Okay, all right. Let's go
So
ahead and make
1d4 damage, right?
Oh!
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
So that's damage plus 1d4.
Oh!
Oh
Woo!
man.
Finally.
Yes, yes. So as you tell us about how this thing is destroyed.
So the thrust the whip and it goes into its mouth, gets stuck a little bit, but then I make a wave motion of the whip so that it kind of, you know how it was like a slinky when you whip it up it makes a little wave all the way down. So as the wave goes forward, it shreds its top half to split it like a banana.
Woo.
Nice.
Yeah.
So right as I notice this thing getting shredded, I'm going to, kind of holding myself together at this point, turn to Joe.
I'm
And
down on one knee, by the way.
yeah, I'm gonna like go over to you and place my hands on your shoulders and quietly, actually, even not even speaking aloud, but mouthing the words, praying to my saint, and use my lay on hands feature.
Okay, great. So give us that.
To
Oh, so you can heal damage, and I will tell you, you do detect as your
Oh
holy
no.
energy surrounds him.
oh
You feel there is a disease that he doesn't even know he has yet. So you can either heal the damage or transfer that disease to you.
well, I was originally intending to heal him, but as I noticed that this dark pole within him, um, it reminds me of my own unique situation, and I immediately I heal the disease instead, or
Okay,
transfer it to myself.
right. So you can mark the sick debility for yourself.
Okay.
And Joe, you didn't know it yet because I hadn't. It was something you had ingested from that sewage cloth that you fought earlier. So fortunately, your paladin has cured you of that because paladins lead the way. DeVries, who
Yeah.
is in chat, by the way, is my very close buddy who plays a paladin in our Sunday night Dungeon World game.
Hello.
So
Hi.
he is happy to see a paladin getting support.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stand up and put my hand on my shoulder, and I said, I don't know what you did, but thank you.
Of course. Anything for the sake of my friends.
Appreciate it.
So you have slaughtered your way to the mage Silver Whiskers. What do you? You've recovered sacred herbs. You've defeated the sewer nemesis that had emerged behind you. What do you do?
Clayton, grab the body. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Ward.
Yeah.
I go to Silver Whiskers and pick up the body over my shoulder.
Okay,
And we're gonna head back.
you're gonna head back. As you're doing that, you hear somewhere as you're moving back out of all of this place. We're not gonna. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you move all through it immediately. You hear more of the slightly quieter skittering sounds to the south, but they don't. Nothing appears kind of around the corner coming back to you. So you head back up to the main part of the city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but there isn't any. We don't find any more items on the way out or anything. Did we want to explore? I was gonna say, y'all want to explore the sewers a little bit more, or y'all want to head out?
Maybe after we.
You're welcome to, but I don't intend to.
Let's go back, get our payment, and then.
What is that? Hang on.
Yes. I
There's a-
always follow you.
Sorry, sounded like somebody was sawing.
Yeah, I know. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I kind of do whatever the group does. I know that's kind of bad play, but I kind of just.
No, you do you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's what your character would do,
Yeah.
then it makes sense.
All right, well that's fine. Might as well just leave. I don't want to carry that damn rat all the time moving.
Makes sense. Yeah. So you take it back up, and let me move us onto there. So let's see. you make your way back out to the city, and put myself there. As I recall, you had originally come down here early in the morning. Yes.
To
Yeah.
what?
Back out to the city. You're heading. Are you taking it back to the person who had originally contracted you?
Yeah, what was his name? Cliv something?
It was his door. It was a. It starts with a D.
Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, door.
Dora the Explorer is perfect.
Lokov or whatever his last name is.
Loco something.
Why do we not remember this?
I lost my notes.
I did
I
too.
have his name written down, but I can't. I don't read. So
You can write, but you can't read your own writing.
yeah.
Oh no.
Okay,
Well,
this is going to be
The thing is,
fantastic.
I have a problem with reading. So
So as you move back to the warehouse, carrying the lifeless corpse of a wizened old were-rat, everyone who sees you in the streets, it's now fully midday, right? You had gone down to the morning. It took you some time down there. Gives
Dura
you a
Lovac.
wide berth. Duro Lovac,
yeah.
yes.
I knew it was a D, and Lovac. I got
Everyone
that.
gives you a wide berth, and people are kind of looking at you. Some with a kind of a horrified look, others giving you a kind of a thumbs up, like excellent work. But no one is giving you any trouble in any way, and even Serena. That's not Serena. It was Felicity, rather. Felicity, you see that young hoodlum who had earlier spit on you outside the herbalist shops, and they start to say something. And when they see Clayton with this body of a were-rat, their eyes go wide and they turn and they kind of run around an alley and they just are leaving you. They're giving you no trouble right now.
I smirk at seeing them running away.
So Joe's just gonna be basking in the applause and just waving.
Joe thinks it's a parade.
Yeah.
I paid
You're
no
welcome,
attention.
citizens. You're welcome.
I don't even look at the
I'm not
other
supposed to call them
people.
citizens.
I am walking while with my cane, like I'm actually using it as a cane this time, with the thing on my back.
Okay, yeah, you kind of like you're doing like a fireman carry on one arm and
Yeah.
doing the strut with the other hand. Okay,
Yeah.
and you make your way back down to that warehouse, on the waterfront where you had first met them, and again there's this heavy wooden door there in front of you, and the fishmongers who were there the day before, they recognize you, and especially seeing your cargo, quickly move themselves out of the way to let you through. What do you do?
I knock on the door.
What is? Oh, okay. Is it the door still locked?
It's closed.
Okay.
I'm just
So-
gonna knock on it and be polite.
Fair.
Being nice and polite.
I mean, yeah, nobody's giving you trouble. So the door cracks open for a moment. You see one of the other rat catchers who had been in there before. They recognize you. They give you this. They grin when they see the were-rat, but the grin reveals they only have a few teeth. They probably have a half a dozen teeth in their heads, and they throw the door open. And they say, "Duro, they lived, and they brought something for you."
I am pretty beat up a little bit. I guess some of us are.
Oh yeah, you certainly look worse for the wear. And
Yeah.
in fact, he turns and he kind of wrinkles his nose, and he's like, "Oh, and they smell of shit."
I close my eyes and bear with this because I desperately want to be taking a bath right now.
I do as well.
I say,
I
well,
definitely want one.
these shits deserve money, and I toss the were-rat from my back to the floor.
He steps over it. So Duro again has sort of a hood and cloak that are made from the hide of a wolf, so that the hood on top of his head looks like the head of a wolf sitting on top, and then kind of the cloak drapes around his shoulders of the rest of the wolf hide. So he definitely looks like he's got a wolf head on top of his head. And he looks at it, looks back at you, and gives you kind of that slow clap. I did not think you would make it back, but you proved me wrong, and that was very good, huh? Very well.
Right.
I believe we had agreed on 120 coins, did we not?
That's what
Yes.
That sounds like the sum that we agreed upon.
Very well. And he nods to a much smaller man sitting in the back who's kind of crouched and kind of quivering and yes, sir. And he hands you a small wooden box that, if you open it up, has your 120 coin payment in it.
Oh, so how many people are we? 5?
4.
4 of us.
4. All right.
He takes the box.
I'm counting the camera.
No, the camera doesn't count. Camera is just for.
Camera's part of the
purposes.
party. All right.
Yeah, so it's 30 gold each.
30 coins each. And he says, now, for the bigger question.
Yeah, what was that?
Yes.
Will you stay with us and partake of its power?
Oh.
And that's where we're going to end the session.
What? Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Good session.
Yeah.
This has been fun for me. There is an end of session move, so let's go through that. So first of all, each of you have on your character sheets an alignment. And I know that we did a custom one for our good thief. So take a look at that and see if you felt that you fulfilled your alignment at least once this session.
I did.
No.
I did.
I think I did with successfully turning in the quest.
What was your
Help someone or something grow.
Okay, yeah, I think you helped the League of Rat Catchers grow. Felicity, what was yours?
Mine is spur others to significant unplanned decisive action. I don't think I did that.
Yeah, see, you've kind of...
That's not true.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that you very much spurred Serena into just straight out attacking that thing at the end, because she wasn't necessarily going to hit it with her sword. She may have done other things such as defend with her shield. But because Felicity was in danger, and because she explicitly cares about Felicity, she did go out of her way to try to destroy it.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
So there you go.
So, do any of you feel you have resolved a bond?
So
If you
I'll mark XP for my alignment too, since it's defeat a worthy opponent.
you defeated several.
Definitely did that.
Yes.
Several.
I-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I did as well.
Yeah, you have like is it like defend others or something like that?
Yeah, endangering yourself to protect someone weaker.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just no question about it.
You
A
did that
lot.
like, before me, like to protect me. So
Right.
Yeah.
And again, several times. So that's fantastic. In terms of bonds, what we say when we resolve a bond is that either you've completely explored it in interaction with them, and for
Nat, what is going on?
Was that me?
Yeah, it's like Darren,
Yeah, it
Darren,
sounded like there was
Darren.
Sorry, I don't know what that was.
there's some kind of metal on metal sound. It could be that there's some other factor that's much more relevant in the relationship between the two characters, or it's just not. You've explored every aspect of it so far. Probably not that part so much. Does anybody? And it's important for a bond to be resolved. Both, even though a bond is in one direction, you have a bond with another player or another character. You both have to agree that the bond is resolved. So, is there anybody that feels like they might have resolved their bond with another character?
Okay, I honestly have to say that with fucking Joe's incredible damage dealing that he did. That
That's what I was about to say. Because
I am thoroughly impressed by his battle prowess.
Okay, because what was your
'Cause I
bond
was-
with him before?
That he owed me his life,
Okay,
but seeing how he stepped out first to attack the tentacle, and then
the dagger. That's
go-
what I was gonna say.
and then going into the fray and hitting really hard. I wouldn't necessarily. I still think he owes me his life, but I think he's an incredibly capable fighter, and I think I have major respect for him.
okay. So, Joe, do you think that bond is resolved?
I was gonna say like the way that I protected him with my throwing my dagger when I saw the tentacle come out would have been good enough.
Okay.
You mean like
you
and
can-
I handled myself and it feels like he doesn't need to.
So,
like-
the way we resolve that is is first of all, Clayton, you mark XP.
Mm-hmm.
You can, and you don't have to do it right now. You
Well, I
write a new
did.
bond with the character, and what you do is
Bond, yeah.
you write a new bond. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the part you have to do right now.
Yeah.
Pick something relevant to what happened today. Maybe a place that you went or something that happened there, and choose a thought or belief that Clayton has about this other character, which is probably Joe, but it doesn't have to be, and an action, something you're going to do about it, right? So, I should learn from him, or, I'm going to, something like that. So you can kind of figure out what it is during the next week. You don't have to.
Well,
write
I
the
was
bond right now.
thinking Joe's battle prowess is impressive, and I will cease looking down on him.
So try to find like some kind of a positive action. I will, show him some respect, or I will laud him to others, or if you know-
Sure, I will. Yeah, I will. Show him more respect. Yes,
Okay.
I think I would, speak of his prowess when we talk about battle or something.
Okay. Does anybody else feel that they resolved a bond?
I have one that might be.
Okay.
So I'll argue for it, and if you think it's kind of iffy, just let me know. But I feel like my bond with Felicity's changed.
That's
What
one way
did I
it can
have?
happen.
Yeah.
What it had before. Sorry, my mother's being silly.
I understand.
Um,
I understand.
what it was before is about that how she's charismatic and I want to learn from her.
Okay.
However, with our interactions during the session between the fighting and Serena's listening to her music and such, it actually seems like she wants to have a more active friendship with her, seeking an active friendship as opposed to a more passive, just wanting to learn from her.
So now it's not so much an admiration as it is kind of wanting to, know her better and be friends with her.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Felicity, what do you think about that?
I definitely agree with that.
Then there you go. So that's a resolved bond, and the same advice
Awesome.
applies. Think about something that happened today and something that that Serena thinks about that, and an action that you kind of talked about a little bit. You can kind of find a way to phrase it. You can write it now or write it later, just anytime before next week. But you mark XP for now for resolving that bond.
Would my bond with Clayton, since he has my back when things go wrong, do you think that could change? Because I know that since I handle myself well, I don't need to rely on Clayton as much.
What do you? It's a good question. What do y'all think?
So here's the thing: the way they describe the bonds in the game is that when you can still have the same impression of each other, like I still think Clayton still thinks that Joe still owes him his life because I did it multiple times, not just once, right?
Yeah.
But it's not the defining relationship between the two.
Right. It's not the exactly. So,
See?
so
Yeah.
if you think that's resolved, if you both think that's resolved,
I mean, I'm just asking. I'm not really.
so Clayton, what do you think?
So what was it again?
Well, the bond that we have. Well, I have with you is that you have my back when things go wrong.
So
Like me being like.
I
Having,
mean, you can still
yeah,
believe
I'll
that,
keep,
right?
I'll keep it. It's
But
fine.
do you have like
We're keeping it.
what I'm saying is, do you have something else
To
that you're
replace
saying?
it is more
that-
relevant now.
Yeah.
kind
Did
of
you
more,
see that Clayton is more vulnerable, and so maybe you need to like
Yeah.
help him out?
watching
or-
out for his back more than he has to watch out for mine.
Yes, or something like that.
That's how I feel because of the encounter with the first the monster.
Right.
Because
Right.
I don't know if you all noticed, but I pushed Clayton to put himself in danger for the kill.
And I
Yeah.
noticed that
The-
Clayton had that this time, literally, Joe had Clayton's back when you waded through the sewage. Joe stayed right up there with Clayton, literally with your hand on his shoulder to stay
Yeah.
with him. So that makes sense to me. You know, again, you
Yeah.
can figure out
I'll
what
have
the
to,
new one should be.
come up with another one. Right?
Sure.
I-
Yeah,
well,
you don't have
you
to-
don't have to, but if you know that it's no longer the defining relationship,
More
then
than-
yeah, mark XP.
More than I have to watch.
You do not have to write a new bond immediately. You can write a new bond if you wish, but it's not a requirement to do so.
Okay.
But I do think if you
That I-
agree with me, I think yes, then
Yeah, it's fine.
the bond is resolved. And
I think
mark
it makes
yours.
sense to me.
I just wanted. That's the only one that I have.
Okay, so let's look at the three big
I
questions.
do think my bond with Clayton, where I sing songs of him long before I met them in person, might be resolved. Instead, now I'm writing a ballad about him, having met him and
I
seen him
think
in
that's
action.
perfect. Now you're not
Great.
writing songs about his past. You're writing songs about what's happening now.
Yes, I agree.
That's a good. One.
I think that's fantastic. And
hey,
and this is good. Everybody's resolved one bond. You can only resolve one bond per session, but that's good. Everybody kind of got that. And in fact, DeVries,
Is it one bond per session that we resolve?
you can resolve up to one bond per session. You can't.
Oh, you can't do more than one. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. It says choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Because that way you have kind of continual growth. So, for example, DeVries and I resolved our bonds in our game through some very dramatic things that happened when his paladin god directed him to listen to My Thief, which amazed us both. But the DM had really put one over on us. Then our jaws were hanging open. So yeah, that's and then we kind of figure out the next one. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
What was a new and important thing you learned about the world?
The head of the rat people and how he.
It was that.
stuff.
Also, well, mainly for me is that
they're probably
rats have magic.
rats have magic, probably.
Okay. Cool. So everyone mark 1 XP for that.
Awesome.
And the next two are almost gimmies. Did you overcome a notable monster or enemy? I don't think there's any question about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm not DeVries. I'm not a no good dirty thief. I'm a holy envoy of Andarta. Sorry, DeVries was talking about our game from last night.
Yeah.
Good thief.
Did you? Yeah, no. My character's not a good thief by any, he's not evil. He's just that's not where he just wants to get rich. Did we loot a memorable treasure tonight?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
herbs?
think so. Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's fair. So, you're gonna have some down. I mean, there's gonna be some kind of question, so an interaction here. But I'll say that if you've got your current level plus 7 in XP, go ahead and level up.
Oh, we're leveling up now.
Yeah, go ahead and
Okay.
do it. I think it makes. I think given how we kind of wrapped up from then to now,
We'd
and,
have enough
you're
time
kind
to
of
rest.
going through the streets and whatnot, and you're having a
I
conversation
actually
with
level
him.
up twice.
You what?
I level up twice.
How much XP do you have?
I had 18.
I have 17.
Wow.
So I level up twice too.
I level up twice with 1 XP.
I think that you should level up once now, and once again the next time that you have some significant downtime.
Sure.
Okay, so that's 11.
Right. So you increase one stat by 1, which could change your modifier, and if it changes if you choose Constitution, obviously it affects your HP, and you can choose one of your basic moves, not your starting moves, but yeah, the basic moves. What are they called? No, I'm sorry, advanced. You've got starting moves, advanced moves, and then you have the advanced moves. I guess there's probably a name for those. That you can add
Class moves.
Yeah. So the thing is, in Dungeon World, for anybody watching, the idea is that characters don't necessarily get a lot stronger; they get better at different things. So it's sort of they're broadening their skill set rather than getting. And they can get better at one thing. Like you can kind of choose moves that go on a particular. You are weak until you're going to need to. There's a move to get rid of your debility, which is basically.
So like long rest.
Yeah, you're going to take. It's basically taking a long rest in D&D 5e terms.
How do you level up the character sheet here in Roll20?
I'm not sure because I haven't played it in Roll20. Probably just change your level, right?
It looks like you can add, and then you just write down what the move is.
Ugh, that's...
No. You go to the compendium and you drag it over.
Oh.
Oh.
So click on the eye icon in the upper right.
You go to classes, right?
You go to moves.
Oh, moves. Okay.
All right.
And you literally drag it onto your moves right there. Okay. So we've got everybody's XP. We've leveled up. Duro has asked you to partake in what did we say? To partake in consuming his power. And
I gotta see what moves I have.
We should be back at this same time for next week.
Great.
So wait, how do we do the moves again? How do we level?
It's the icon on, like, you have the chat, then wherever you get your character sheet, and then the eye, and it says
Yeah.
move.
Then I look up the move, or
yeah, you
can look up the move on the sheet where Kyle put it on Roll20, where it has your character sheet.
So you can look at classes there first and get an idea. You don't have to do it right now. You can kind of work your way.
Should I do charisma? Put it up to a 2 to charisma. Need more charisma.
Ooh, I think I know what I might do. I'm trying to decide between Metal Hurlant or multi-class Dabbler, where I could get a move from another class.
Metal Hurlant?
Yeah, basically with that one, it's when you shout with great force or play a shattering note, choose a target and roll plus con. On a 10 plus, the target takes 1d10 damage and is deafened for a few minutes. On a 7 to 9, you still damage your target, but it's out of control, and the GM will choose an additional target nearby.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
That is a really cool one. But then I'm thinking of, with multi-class Dabbler, I could take the spell book from Wizard. Since my bardic knowledge is more magic-based, why not give me some spells to cast?
That makes sense too. I think you can figure that out.
I think I'll just do plus charisma.
I'll take Metal Hurlant this level. Next one, I'll take the spell book.
That's cool. That makes sense. Cool.
Ooh, I like this one.
Did we since we didn't we rest.
Yeah,
we're gonna have downtime. We have like a short rest kind of thing.
We can see if we do something like that at the start of the next session.
Okay.
It's going to depend on how you answer Duro. So think about that for next week, and we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
I have a quick question before you leave, unless you have to leave now.
I gotta go pretty quickly, but we got a minute.
All right. So I'm thinking of taking that blacksmith ability, which allows me to forge or graft a magical power onto my weapon, my signature weapon. That's basically so. If you give me a magical weapon, I can transfer the magical ability of that weapon into my signature weapon. But my question is, knowing that I commissioned the weapon that I have right now by a blacksmith, do I know if there are blacksmiths out there that are able to do this for me so that
I
Yeah.
think
Or-
that is going to end up being a spout lore move we'll need to do.
Okay, well, I'll hold off on picking
Okay, that makes
my
sense.
ability.
Because you're gonna have, the very next time you have downtime, you're gonna level up again, so you're
Yeah.
gonna be good to go.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thanks, folks.
Um,
I had a good time. Oh, sorry. There's another question.
I'll DM you the question
Okay.
actually.
No worries. No worries. All right. Well, thanks, folks. This was a lot of fun for me. I hope anybody watching had a good time. I see DeVries did, and I hope you all had a good time playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was awesome. Thanks, man.
Sure thing. All right. Well, then I will see what Duro how you
Lovic.
respond to Duro Lovak, and see what happens with that for next time. I am excited.
Can't wait.
All right. Good night, Twitch.
Can't wait.
Good night.
Good night.